I have a note and I'd like to refer to another note. So in this case, I'm going to take the basis of presentation note, and for some reason I wanted to refer to the share capital note. Now I'm going to show you the fancy way to do it, and I'll show you a pretty easy way to do it, and you choose which way you like to do it. So it's saying here, if you'd like to add in a note reference, move to the place in the note where you want the reference inserted. It's important you do that because when we go into enable edit, if you didn't click there, then we're going to jump somewhere else. So we switch to enable edit. We confirm that the cursor is where we want the reference. So you see it flashing there. And I had typed in the word C note in front of it, okay? We'll talk about why that may not be great in a moment. Then I clicked on insert note number reference. We're going to do this together in a moment. So on the insert tab, insert note number reference, click on the new button. And then we're going to click on the note that we want to reference, okay? So let's do that together. So this is the more complicated way to do it, but not too bad. And then I'll show you a way that might be a little bit easier. Okay,
it's the way I do it.
Sure.
I do it the easy way.
Yeah, well, makes sense. I'm going to turn the notes on. Let me go down there. Okay, so here we go, C note, all right? And I'm where I want to be here. So let me just go into enable edit. All right, so I'm going to go insert note reference. So you see I'm on the insert tab, note reference. All right, I got little boxes opening on other screens. Okay, so here we go. New cross-reference from. So now I'm going to find that share capital note, which is right there. Okay, and I'll leave it at that. Now there are other options here in terms of can be removed in the form mode, can be modified in the form mode. These are important options. If we don't want to have to come back in here in the future, maybe I'll just put a couple of these on there. So if we wanted to edit this in the future, we would be able to do that without having to go into enable edit mode, which is handy. I'm going to click OK, and you see there's a red 14 there. Okay, just sorry, it's at the bottom of my screen there. There we go. Okay, and if I did a print preview, see note 14. Okay. So there's one possibility. Now the problem with this is that if note 14 is turned off, this 14 would disappear, but the C note and the period, or sorry, just the C note would not skip. And that's why when we're creating these things, it's not a bad idea to actually go in there and put it in as a prefix in one of those properties. So what I'll do is I'm just going to delete that quickly here. Insert note reference, so new, and I'm picking up the share capital note. So if I type it in here, C note, okay, except I can't type, space there. Now putting it there means that when if this note's turned off, the whole thing will not show up when we go to print, which is better, okay? So now you see it says C note, we obviously don't need this, and this would be much better because the whole thing would disappear if that note gets turned off. But it prints the same. It looks the same. All right, so there's one way to do it. Now, the other way to do it, and it's not very fancy, but I'm just gonna go C note, just do the very thing I said I wouldn't do, and go up into the balance sheet there. Now, these are note references, and if we went down to the share capital note, there is a reference there that if there is a share capital note, you see it. Okay, so right there, this guy. So I'm going to click here, just go into enable edit, and I'm just going to take that and go down to the note, okay, and paste it in. Okay, so that's okay, except that it's not really giving us the format that we want. So for me, I would probably prefer to just do what I did. And I need to go into design mode actually to be able to edit that one because I've got another menu on this paragraph. It's normally I can right click in here and I should be able to edit that, but because there's a menu on here, it's stopping me from just editing this directly. But you know, depending on what you're doing, that might be easier. I didn't think this other part was too hard either, but you know, you can create these references fairly quickly. So as a firm, if you wanted that permanently, what you could do is open that note module in the Resource Center, insert your cross-reference in there, and then it would just be there when you insert the note.